Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Monkey Around Reviews. Today we have the COZ or Cozy DMX 192 lighting controller. This thing has 192 channels and they're grouped as 12 fixtures that can do up to 16 channels per fixture, and it lets you do 240 scenes. This thing is a very affordable DMX controller, but it can do a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. So the first thing I see is a power cable. It uses the standard D plug or HPC plug or IEC plug or whatever you happen to call this, but it's just a standard computer cable plug. There is an instruction manual. There is some padding. There is some bubble wrap. And then there is the controller. And that's all in this box. So we will get rid of the box. And here we have the DMX controller. So the first thing that I noticed when I opened this up is this reminds me a lot of the Obey 40 that you probably have seen me use in some of my other videos. I actually have that right here. This is the Chauvet Obey 40. And this is the Cozy DMX 192. As you see, they look a lot alike, but actually they are not. Other than the way that they are programmed, the boards are different sizes, they're different thicknesses, they have different connections on the back, so it is not a direct copy of the Obey 40. In fact, this has a feature on it that I really like that this Obey 40 does not have. And that right here is the power. This uses the standard cable, so if you happen to lose a power supply, it's just a regular cable that almost anyone's going to have or where you can get it anywhere. Where the Obey 40 and some of the other boards that look just like this on Amazon, so be careful when you're buying, make sure you get the Cozy brand, they use the wall wart with the small little DC plug on it. So yeah, make sure you stick with this brand because this feature right here is going to be a lifesaver in the long runs. Also, I've noticed just from just now, this is a lot lighter than this one. So let's go ahead and see what's on this thing. So if we take a look at the front, over here you have your 12 buttons, and they say right here scanners. So this is 12 fixtures, whether it's a moving light, an LED light, a cryojet, whatever you're going to be using, that's what these are for. So you hit button 1, and it makes this 1 through 16. You hit button 2, it makes this channel 17 through, and so on and so forth. So this is how you're going to get the 192 channels while only having controls for 8 of them right here. That being said, yes, there's 1 through 8, but there's a page select right here. So when you hit this button, 1 through 8 becomes 9 through 16. In fact, it's written on there like that. That all being said, yes, it only has 1 through 16 written down, so you're going to have to know that 2 is 17 through and so on and so forth. But in fact, it's still just the first 16 channels of each fixture. These buttons up here are not butt buttons, they are scene buttons. So if you hit this, it's not going to take this from 0 to 255. It's actually a pre-programmed scene, and that is done all with these buttons here. Over here you have a program button, a MIDI button, a auto and a delete button, a music bank copy button, a tap sync and display button, and then you have chase 1 through 6, so you can pre-program some chases that'll go through your scenes, and a blackout button. Very important button right here. Sometimes when you turn this on, the blackout button is already on, so if nothing happens, make sure that the light right here that says blackout is not flashing. Also, I've noticed when you go into programming in and out, sometimes the blackout button turns itself on. So just always take a look for that little light that flashes and right next to the word blackout, which is the top corner light right here. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, get some lights, plug it into here, and we're going to see how this whole scanners versus channels thing works. The one thing to notice is here on the back, other than just the power plug, it's the DMX 3-pin and the power switch. So I'm going to go plug this in and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got everything plugged in. This light over here is DMX channel 1, so that'll go under scanner 1. This light over here is DMX channel 17, so that'll be scanner 2, but still under channel 1 because, like I said earlier, channel 1 through 16 goes to scanner 1, and then channel 17 and on goes to scanner 2, 3, 4, and so on in 16 channel increments. So right now the board is set. Let me actually turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. So as you see, none of the scanners are selected. So the way these work is channel 1 is actually like a master for everything. So if 1's down, nothing's going to work. So I'm going to bring 1 up, and then channel 5, 6, and 7 are your red, green, and blue. So that's what we're going to look at here. So if I bring up 5, nothing happens, but red should have come up. And that's once again because none of the scanners are set up on here. So we're going to bring that down. We're going to choose scanner 1. I'm going to bring up 5. And obviously nothing happened because 1 is down. So we're going to bring up 1. And there you go. You can start seeing the red. I can dim it and bring them back up. So here's red. But you see it's only on this one because scanner 1 is listed. So if I hit scanner 2, this one does not come back up yet because it knows everything's at 0. It's not seeing where everything is. So we actually have to bring this down. We'll bring down 5 as well. Bring 1 back up. And now when I bring up 5, both of them are coming up because 1 and 2 are lit. So as you see, it kind of has a memory. You kind of need to know where you're at when you're doing the programming. So if I turn off 1 and leave just 2 on, when I bring this down, only 2 is going to be turning off. And when I bring 1 back on, it doesn't change. So basically, you really want to do programming separately. So the way you really want to do this is bring up 1 channel at a time. Bring up that, and then here you have 1. Bring that down, you can do the other one. Bring that down, do them both. And that's how that works. So you might get a little lost in here if you're not paying attention to where these are at that time. So like right now, I have just 1 selected, but I want to turn them both off. As you notice, that's only happening. So, oh, I need to select 2, but everything's already down. So you're going to actually have to go up and down to bring it down. So to program the scenes with this, it's really simple. I'll show you real fast how to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold this program button here. You're going to hold it until the program light down here flashes really fast. Now it's ready to be programmed. So we're going to program this one here. So choose scanner 1. I'm going to bring up 1 and 6, and it's green. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit add scene 1. This whole thing flashes like crazy, which means it's programmed. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to choose scanner 2. I'm going to bring it up into a different color over here. And I'm going to hit add scanner 2. It flashes, and now that one's programmed. Bring it down, and I'll even program 1 of each. So we'll bring this one up. We want that one to be blue and green. And then I'm going to turn off scanner 1 and bring on scanner 2. And we're going to make this one just red. And I'm going to hit add 3. So that I can bring everything down. So we are done programming our 3 scenes. I'm going to hold the program button. It goes from program to blackout, like I told you about earlier. So the blackout is flashing. Hit blackout. Now this one came up because it was the last thing that was actually programmed. So I'm just going to hit scene 4, which should be nothing. So everything turned off. Remember, scene 1 should be this one, scene 2 should be this one, and scene 3 should be both. So here's scene 1, scene 2, and scene 3, and then scene 4 is my off. So you can actually come through here and you can do your lights kind of like bump buttons, but they're programmed scenes, so you can jump through your scenes. 8 scenes up here, but there are 240 scenes. And right here is your bank up and down. So as I go through the banks, this last number on the end is climbing through, and that gives you the 240 scenes that are in here. So if I actually was in bank 2, these aren't changing anything, but if I go back to bank 1, these will go through again. So like I said, really simple, really down and dirty to show you how to use this. There are so many more features in here. There's the chasing, there's the adding, there's the deleting. But it's all in the manual if you want to go through and learn how it's done. But this is just to show you how quick and easy it is to use this board, and that you actually have a lot of control even though there are only 8 sliders down here. So once again, this has been Monkey Around Reviews with the COZ or Cozy DMX 192 lighting controller. If you've used a lighting controller like this before, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah.